how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to couple and uncouple a semi-tractor trailer. As a truck driver, you're going to be hooking and unhooking from different trailers, moving them around. That's part of the job. I want to make this super easy for you guys to understand because maybe you're not familiar with it or anything like that. So I want to start off by saying that safety is the #1 priority, and it should always be, especially because we are working with tractors and trailers and equipment and hooking up and airlines and all this stuff. So if you can couple and uncouple a semi-tractor trailer safely, that's going to set you up for success when doing this job. I want to make this video quick and simple and show you that the process is not that difficult, but there are a lot of things that you should be looking out for, and you shouldn't be missing certain steps. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So step #1 is that you have to align your tractor with the nose of the trailer, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So right now I am bobtail, which means that I don't have any trailer behind me. I wanted to show you guys what I look for when I'm trying to align my tractor to the trailer. So I'm going to hook up to this trailer right here behind me, and all I'm doing is I'm pulling right in front of it. Okay, I'm pulling right in front of it. I'm going to show you in a sec right now, just to get a little bit closer. All right, I want to show you guys something really important. This is the first step that I do. So this is my mirror. This is my driver's side mirror, and what you want to do is make sure that your third axle, which is your last set of tires, you want to make sure that it is completely in line with the trailer. So this is what I look at before I even hook up to the trailer. This is how you're going to know that you're aligned. If you're crooked, you gotta fix that. So first step is that make sure you're aligned, and then you're going to start backing up very slowly. So now you see me backing up. Now I set my brakes because I want to get out and check the height of the trailer, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to do this. Just to show you from another angle, what I was looking at in my mirror are that the last set of tires, or even both of them, are completely in line with the trailer. It can be a little bit off, but I wouldn't go more than 2 inches. What you want is that your fifth wheel has to be touching the trailer. That way you know you're going to lift it up, right? Because that's the point. But if you see down here, you can see that there's a gap. Now if I keep going backwards, I might hit the kingpin and I might get aligned and everything, but there's still a gap on the fifth wheel. I want to make sure that the trailer is low enough to where when I back up into it, it'll lift up the trailer. So I'm going to show you how I do that right now. I have lowered it to where there's no gap between the fifth wheel and the bottom of the trailer apron. Now that the trailer is at the appropriate height and the kingpin is matching up with the lock jaws of the fifth wheel, I'm going to show you what to do next. One thing that I will tell you that's very important to know: if you get out of your tractor and you go and you adjust this, or you want to check something out, I would not recommend fully getting underneath the trailer just for safety reasons. We all understand potential hazards. So I'm going to crouch just a little bit under the trailer, and I'm going to see that the kingpin is matching with the fifth wheel. If you need a flashlight to do this, a flashlight would be much safer, especially at nighttime. That way you can see everything better. Yeah, never get underneath the trailer. Even if the tractor is off, you know nothing's going to happen, but still, as a general safety precaution, do not get underneath the trailer. It's all right just to crouch under, just to check real quick. Also, one more thing that you got to make sure, which I didn't tell you in the beginning, but you always want to make sure that your fifth wheel is unlocked, which means that the handle is pulled out and there's enough grease on it. You don't want to be grinding on anything, and you want to make sure that your fifth wheel is, in the correct position. It's not cracked, not broken. You got to know if it's working properly. So that's one thing that's very important as well. So we see that it's greased, we see that the handle is open, we know the height difference is okay. Everything is aligned. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna back up into it and start the coupling process. Okay, so now I am inside of my tractor. The next thing I'm gonna do is push and release my tractor brakes. And I'm gonna slowly back up into the trailer. So if you can see there, I'm not hooked up yet, but I'm going to do that right now. And the thing that you wanna listen for is a click. If you don't hear it in the video, that's okay, but you will hear a click. And the click means that you have pushed the kingpin into the fifth wheel and it has locked up inside and they have coupled. So that's what you wanna listen for. So I hooked up to it and then I did a tug test. A tug test is when you know you hooked, you just do a tug test, you pull forward a little bit just to make sure that the trailer doesn't move. If the trailer moves, then you're not hooked up properly. Now that I'm hooked, I'm gonna get my flashlight and I'm just gonna peek underneath a little bit just to see. I know it's hard to see in the video, but I can see physically that the lock is all the way around the kingpin and there has been a successful couple. Now that we have done that, it's time to roll up the landing gear and get our all of our airlines hooked up. So first I'm going to show you the proper way how to roll up the landing gear, and then I'm going to show you how I do it. The way that I do it is not wrong. It's just, you know, after doing it so many times, you just get some kind of flow. So I'll show you the correct way how to do it. So to see this in perspective, when you crouch down, you should see that the landing gear, both legs, you can see the other one on the other side, that they are both completely off the ground and lifted up. So the last thing we need to do here is hook up the airlines. So with the airlines, your tractor has 3 of them. You have the blue one, which is the service line, the red one, which is the emergency brake, and then the green one is for electrical. So your tractor has those, and all you got to do is match them to the trailer. So this is where your the green electric line goes to give lights to the trailer. This is blue, you just match it with the blue one, and the red one, you match it with the red one. Now you got to make sure that these O-rings, they have a lot of names, but you got to make sure that the O-rings are free of damage or any cuts or frays or anything, and they are a complete full rubber circle. If they are not, you can just ask somebody if they have any replacements. I always carry some with me. So these 2 lines, these 2 connectors have those ones, the rubber ones, and this one is just connected that way. So let's connect them. Okay, so now that we have the tractor and the trailer coupled, I'm going to show you how to uncouple the trailer from the tractor, or the tractor from the trailer. So when you're ready to drop the trailer somewhere, the process is going to be exactly the same, but the opposite. What I like to do first is lower the landing gear, then disconnect all the air lines and the electrical line, and then release the fifth wheel and then pull out. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Also, you want to make sure that your brakes are set. You don't want to be rolling off anywhere. If you feel more comfortable, you can turn off the truck. Having the truck on or off, it doesn't really make a difference. It is safer if you have the truck turned off, but I know at times when we're ready to drop a trailer, we're ready to hook, we want to do it kind of in a timely manner. So just if you have the truck on, just take extra safety precautions. So now my parking brake is set, and I'm going to first roll down the landing gear, then disconnect the air lines, and then release the fifth wheel. So let's go. Okay, so now our landing gear is all the way completely to the ground, both of them. And this is something that I do. I've never seen anybody else do it, but what I like to do is after I've lowered it, I just give it a few taps. If there's no grease on it, I'll just give it a few taps with my boot just to make sure that the landing gear doesn't move and that it's on the ground. And the reason why I do this, and it looks silly, but I have gotten some trailers that once I lower it, one side will be higher or lower than the other one, and then when I drop it, it just drops really hard and it's not safe. So it's something that I do. So now that I know that both of the landing gear feet are on the ground, the next thing I'm gonna do is unhook the air lines. So this is just going to be the opposite. I'm going to take them out, all of them, and then place them back onto where they belong. All right, this is something very important. It's not only when you're dropping and hooking trailers, but this is all the time. These go up and down, so just make sure they're intact. But that's not what my point is. My point is you want to make sure that none of these airlines that are hanging at the bottom are hanging too low. Now the problem is if you're making a turn, you have a trailer or something, these can get caught somewhere down here, or they can get caught somewhere over here, and you're gonna have a big mess. You're gonna snap an airline. It's all bad. So your tractor should be equipped with some kind of mechanism that actually supports the airlines. So as long as they're at least resting here lightly and they're not hanging too low, or if they're completely hanging up and not touching the catwalk, then that's completely okay. But if anything, there should be something that you can use to just adjust the play with it. So just make sure nothing is hanging down too low and you will be all right. So all we need to do is release the fifth wheel. Now once we release the fifth wheel, it's gonna open its jaws, and then you can pull the tractor out, and then you will be detached from the trailer. At the moment, I do not have a fifth wheel hook, or I'm not sure what the exact term is for it, but there's a hook that will reach all the way in there and pull the fifth wheel release handle, just so you don't get messy around here and it's a little bit more dangerous to be going under the trailer. The tractor that I'm using right now has an automatic fifth wheel release mechanism, so I'm going to be using that for the purpose of this video. If your fifth wheel has a release handle, and all you're gonna do is pull that handle all the way out and it will unlock the jaws. So I'm just gonna show you the way that I do it with the automatic fifth wheel release mechanism. Okay, so if you see, there are some buttons over here. This button right here is going to be your fifth wheel release. If you ever get confused, it's just a picture with a tractor and an unlocking symbol, which means that you're going to unlock the fifth wheel and open it up. So the way that you do this is you're going to push it up and then pull it down. And what that's going to do is it's going to release the fifth wheel, but you will hear a noise. Maybe you won't be able to hear it in this video because the engine is on and everything. You should have your window rolled down just to make sure that it is released. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up and down. Release. The next thing I'm going to do is release my parking brake for the tractor and press accelerate, and then slowly pull out from the trailer. Okay, so that is the final step. As you can see, I have completely pulled out from the trailer. There's the kingpin. I am not attached from it anymore, and as you can see, I have completely pulled out. So now you have dropped the trailer, you have pulled forward, and you are no longer attached to the trailer, which now means you have successfully uncoupled your tractor from the trailer. Okay, so I hope you guys have an understanding now. If you didn't know already, I know there's a lot of you guys who are already truck drivers. You have so many years of experience. For those of you who are curious or getting into the trucking industry, or you're starting out but maybe you don't have an idea yet, I hope that I was able to explain it in an easier sense for you guys, because I remember when I went through training, all the trainers had this process, which is not a bad thing. They had a process where you got to do it for like 20 minutes, and you got to do everything very slow, very precise, and you should be doing that. But after you've been dropping and hooking so many times, you kind of get your own flow, you take your safety precautions more mentally, and it just becomes easier. So once I found my flow with dropping and hooking trailers, I was able to get more of a flow. I got out of the mechanical state of applying how to do this. Before you hook up to a trailer and disconnect, you should be doing your pre-trips and your post-trips. I did not show it just for the sake of this video not being too long. I want this to be a quick tutorial for you guys. So with that being said, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, just give it a thumbs up to let me know that it was. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.